Good morning. Happy Wednesday, my friends. I'm excited to be back. 2 weeks off, that's crazy. I guess that only happens, once in every 5 years that Christmas and New Year's are on Wednesday. But I had a wonderful holiday, and I am so ready to get back to regular, normal days. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Barb. It's been too long, Michael said. So good to see you. It's good to see you too. As always, I wish you guys were all really here with me. That would be even better. Happy 2025, Debbie. So welcome. Yeah, I feel like I got out of the habit of painting a little bit over the holidays. I still painted, but not quite as daily as I normally do. And even taking a couple days off, coming back to it's always a little hard. So I do think that if you can find a way to do something creative every single day, whether you're drawing or just sketching for 10 minutes, it does keep you in that zone. Thank you. So let me turn this around. Today I'm going to paint these Gerber daisies that I bought at market over the holidays and did a little photo shoot. I feel a little bit like I don't have enough inspiration right now when I don't get outside to take photos, and sometimes I want to paint and it's like I don't even know what I feel like painting, which is a crazy place to be. But I think it's that pressure at the beginning of the year and thinking like you're supposed to like be on this whole new path and not being sure what that is. And I don't know why we do that to ourselves, but I certainly do it to myself. Good morning, Allie. Hi, Laura. And today in our Inspiring Art group, we're going to do some goal setting for the year. So it's something I do every year, and I don't always really follow through on it. And I'm thinking if we kind of do it all together, it'll work a little bit better. Debbie says, just up painting in Melbourne, Australia, and need to go to bed. Would love to watch you paint, but it's midnight. Well, Debbie, this will be here on Instagram or on my YouTube channel. All my Instagram live oil painting demos are there, so you can catch them. You should go to bed. Lucky you. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Hi, Megan. So, okay. I need to mix colors, and it's a very simple palette. I've got to move this light. I see you have a reflection in there. Put this to the side. I'm not really set up for this right now. I guess that's okay. Doing other things. So I'm going to move my phone over here. Now, how did I do this before? I think I put it this way. Although I never understand like have it shoot through the middle of the little circle light, but it never does. I don't know. I never understand it. No, wait, if I move this down, then this will cover the camera. So let's do that. That's pretty good. You guys can see, right? All right, so I need to, and for a while here while I'm mixing colors, I won't be able to see your comments. So I just really need the whole the whole image is pretty warm. I had a warm light on it. So I need a few darks. I'm going to do some crazy colors in the background. And then I mostly need light neutrals that are skewed toward like a warm yellowish green and toward a very warm pale. And as I'm saying all of this, I have white out. I'm going to put some of this unbleached titanium out here on my palette too, because there's so much warmth in the image that I want to kind of maintain that. So I need a darkest dark. And I was thinking about only painting with Vasari colors this morning, but then I changed my mind because I couldn't find a transparent pink in what I have of theirs. All right, so that's a really nice dark, dark, dark. And then to lighten that a little bit, I'm going to try a little bit of this to see what we get. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Take a little bit more of that. That's a really pretty gray. Isn't that funny? That was such a guess of proportion of colors. I feel like I need to skew it just a little bit green. I'm going to put a little green in there. Now lighten that. Let's put some of this unbleached titanium in there. Oh, that's pretty nice. I'm gonna add a little more green. And I'm also gonna probably have some green in the background. That'll, like, you would look at this image and not think that it's green, but it is pretty green. Pink and green, always my favorite color combination. Very nice. I feel like I have just a little bit of paint on here. Sometimes when I have a little bit more on my brush, I'll use this to pull it off. I feel like I don't want to waste that. I really like that color. I'm just going to add that. Now I'm going to wipe my palette knife off and go toward lighter. Let me clean this up. I did a little video this morning of cleaning up my palette. It was such a mess. And it's very satisfying to then work with a very clean palette. I need a touch of green in that. Maybe a little bit of this Rousseau green. And that looks great. And then I'll mix that with some more white. Now I'll just add a little pink into that. For the pink Gerber. I wouldn't have bought the pink flower, except they didn't have enough. I wanted to do this photo shoot. I'm going to put in a touch of Vasari's Indian Yellow out here. Now I forget what I was saying. Sorry. Pink. I would have bought all the one color, but they didn't have any more, like the off-white, so I had to buy the pink one, and it's kind of the star of the show. Worked out just fine. So my son's getting married in 2 weeks, and I think they're getting anemones and eucalyptus, and we're helping to like put the flower arrangements together, the whole family. So I'm excited. I'm envisioning some photo shoot time while we're doing that. I feel like I should neutralize that. I'm going to put a little bit of this green in here. Make it a little less pink. I think I'll hold on to that and just add a little bit of this. Is it raw umber? Yeah, raw umber into it. That got really dark. That's okay. Well, that's nice. Very nice brownish pink. I don't know. I think we're good. I'll just use those colors. It's amazing how little paint you really need to do a painting. Good morning, Tina. All right, so very gracefully move this here. Can you see that okay? I thought this morning when I started doing this years ago, I think my hardest thing in learning to paint live and do all of this, it's kind of like, patting your belly and rubbing your head, or the other way around. But my hardest thing was painting without music on. Like, I wish I could play music while I was doing it, but can't because of copyright. But it feels weird to me always to be in my studio and have it be so quiet. Sometimes I like quiet, but not while I'm working. Okay. So I think I'm going to make it a little crazy in the background just to keep that personality to it, and we'll see what happens. Because why not, right? I have one other color I want to put out here on my palette of if I can find it. This transparent oxide brown. Oops, upside down. I'll put some of that. I sometimes like to mix that into my blues to make them not quite so dominant. Well, I'm going to add some in. Can't decide today. I'm a little decision fatigue, I guess. Now I'm just going to map out kind of where things are, where my shadow areas are. Oh, my paintbrush feels a little stiff. Okay. Good morning. I painted a bunch of donuts the other day. That was a lot of fun. I'm getting ready for some shows. I have a lot of things coming up in the next couple of months. I thought that at this time in my year I'd be a little calmer, but I think it's going to be the opposite. That's okay. I can rest another time, right? It's fun and also comforting to be back watching you on Wednesday mornings. Thank you for continuing this weekly feature. Oh, thanks, Ellen. Ellen was one of my first friends watching me do this way back when. She was there the day I accidentally went live and couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I was on my personal Instagram account. Oh my, that's a newbie mistake right there, right? She helped me figure it out, and I was all nervous about it, and I probably had like 12 people even tuning in to watch me. My Instagram feels like it's broken. So I'm glad you guys all showed up to hang out with me. It's nice to know you're not like working in a bubble by yourself. That is one of the hard things about being an artist, is it's a very solitary job. Even when I was in graphic design, I had a business, but I had employees, I had people there with me. Like sometimes I feel like when I'm in my studio all day by myself. Although I love it. I'm not complaining. Oh, what brush am I using? This is the Trekell Spectrum Bright. It's the size 20. It's the largest one they have. I wish they had larger ones. But it's one of my favorite brushes. That's all kind of in shadow over here. Could leave some. Good morning, Emerson. And Jamie says, so happy you showed up to paint. Yes, me too. Missed doing this. The break was nice, but I'm ready to be back into real life. And speaking of that, I do 2 new spots have opened up in my retreat in France. So if it's something you were thinking about doing, maybe it's meant to be. That's in this coming June. And I still have 1 spot left at my workshop that's going to be at Square Pear Gallery in Kennett Square. And I think it's in March. And what else do I have coming up? I think there's something else that I'm forgetting. Those are the 2 that are coming up most soon. I do have an Italy retreat that I'm going to teach, but that's in 2026. But that's also open for registration. Also fun. Looking forward to them. And that's light, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this. Should we do pigment sticks today? I'll do a few. My gold has been awful, and I opened this other tin up that I have sitting here, and I found a fresh new gold. It's made me happy. It's fun when you think you're out of something and you find a brand new one. I'll put a few other bits of color in there. Why not? So did everybody have a nice holiday? Did everybody get to paint it all over the holiday? I had a big commission to do, which kept me busy for a good bit of it. But I'm getting ready for an art show in Coconut Grove coming up in February. So that's keeping me busy. And I'm also going to be in a group show that's in, it's called Yellow Springs. It's in Pennsylvania, not terribly far from where I live. So I've got some painting to do. I love it. Oh, the Strata Easel Challenge. I always want to do that. That sounds like fun. One of these years I'll do that. That might actually be the kind of easel I have. I can't remember. What else do I need? Anything else? Oh, I'll do a little bit of this really dark purple. So we do some super dark spots. Okay, I think that's a good messy beginning. Love this part. Putting all my pigment sticks away. Having a sip of coffee. So where's everybody watching from? Oh, Tina, you're doing it too. That's great. Happy New Year, Irma. Yeah, I never quite get to that. Well, and I don't know that I'd like to be outside painting at this time of the year. Do you not have to paint plein air? Gosh, my husband wants to go skiing. It's just too cold. I don't like being cold at all. Michigan. Ellen says it's fun to paint from life in the challenge. I rely on photos so much usually. So do I. That would be great practice for me too, to paint from life. I'll add that to my goal list that I'll do with my Inspiring Art group today. Painting from life. I very rarely do that because I don't even know where I'd set that up. Mine is more of a convenience of space, how I paint. Isn't a good excuse, but it is an excuse. Tina, maybe soon, yes. Yeah, right now I'm in the midst of applying to outdoor art shows. Like, it's a very busy time. I always think I'll get to this point in the year and life will slow down and I'll have time to just do things. Like, I want to do a self-portrait in watercolor. Like, I have all these like little goals that I want to do, but life did not slow down, not at all. Between my son, getting ready for my son's wedding and then the outdoor art show, like, I'll be just as busy. Okay, so now I need to think where all my darkest darks are. I would have enjoyed the challenge more if I could take the weekend off. Yes. Oh, so they have you do it every day of the week. Wow. Yeah, that would be a lot of pressure for me. But that's how you build good habits, is sticking with it through the weekend. I do paint most weekends, but that's when I usually paint large paintings. And it's just become a habit. I think I can paint large. Other times I just don't. I always wait until the weekend just because I feel calmer. I think that's really what it is. So this has almost a little bit of a little shadow in there. Definitely looking to see if I have enough of my darker darks in there. Oops, I had a little more on my brush than I intended. Cover up my little bit of whites here. They're distracting me a little bit. Before I go back in with my lighter colors. I want to keep that looseness. That is always the trick. And because these flowers have so many little bits of detail, it's hard to like keep it loose. But I will figure it out, right? And I should do, thinking that I might need to get out a different brush. We'll see how this one does. Just so comfortable with this brush that I always hesitate to try something else. Meaning a brush that has a rounded tip because of the shape of these petals. I could try it just for fun. That's the lightest and darkest area right there. Now the trick will be to keep this from getting muddy looking. That happens easily sometimes. Trying to think of why I would think that this painting has more of a risk of turning muddy. I think because it's such a light painting and I have so much dark going on. Like it's very dramatically dark and light. The lights are very light and the darks are very dark, and it's not a lot of in the middle. So, did everyone tell me already where you're watching from? I don't know if I missed that. I always like that part. Okay. Now I'm gonna play around a bit with doing my lighter colors. I do love Gerber daisies. They're so pretty. There really are very few flowers to be had at market right now that I would want to paint, I should say. They do have flowers, just not ones that appeal to my painting aesthetic. Did paint some fun fruits and vegetables though. From market. All right, that looks nice. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. What's everybody having today? Coffee, tea? Okay. Terry's having coffee, having cinnamon in my coffee today. Oh, that sounds good, Tina. Yum. I don't think I've ever done that. I might let some of that transparent show. Drinking Hawaiian coffee from frigid St. Louis. Temp here is 9 this morning. Oh my goodness, Susie. 9. I don't know what our temperature is today. It's probably pretty cold, but not 9, I don't think. Lizzie just went back to Pittsburgh yesterday for her last semester. Very exciting. And it's cold there, I'm sure. I think one of the things I want to play with more this year too is working with a simplified palette. I always have cinnamon in my coffee too, as Terry said. I'll have to try that. Looks a little... These are all darker down here. I'm squinting at it and looking at the values. I visited Lancaster in December. What a fun city, old and new. What market do you keep mentioning? South Central. I go to Southern. It's called, Central Market. Yes, it's Central Market. It's right in the middle of Lancaster City. We do have a Southern Market, and when I was a kid, I used to work there. It was also a live working market, but now it's a place where you go and eat. It has a big bar in the middle, and then startup restaurants can rent space there and try out their products to see if they want to. It's like a startup to see if they want to, or have the legs, I guess, to make a real restaurant. It's a pretty cool place. And that's Southern Market. But I go to Central Market for all my inspiration. All right, I still need more lighter lights, and then we'll work on the pink in the middle. Bring this over just a little bit. I feel like I'm getting pretty close to having all the supporting actors and actresses, all the outer flowers kind of pulled together enough to work in the middle now. It's a lot lighter here. It's very complicated. I kind of like the fun colors pop it through. Congratulations from Brazil. Thank you. All right, it's time to dive in here. Sometimes I find myself, I avoid the centers of things, which is silly. Probably should start there. Anything you can do to keep yourself confident through the painting is really important. Coming along, I think I see light at the end of the tunnel here. I should do these petals and then add in the ones in the... Now this will help pull it all together. Like it's a little wallflower. It was hidden all this time, and now it's starting to be the star of the show. I love that. Do you always use a flat brush? Pretty much, yes, I love flat brushes. I was going to try one of these rounder ones. I have it right here. I just didn't. I still could, though. We went to both markets and ate a Cabbage Hill schnitzel. It was so much fun. Lancaster seems like a nice place to live. It is. I don't know any different because I've lived here my entire life, but it is a nice place. It's very safe. Lots to do. Enough art to, there aren't galleries and culture and a theater, and we have a wonderful theater in downtown Lancaster that I love to go to. called the Fulton Theater. And it's a fun place to visit. All right. What do we have here? All right, that petal needs to be more dominant. Right here. Oops, I have too much on the edge of my brush. I love when I put the light over top and it picks up colors that are underneath there. Part of what makes it look very dimensional. Oops, I did a little too much there. Coming together. Whoops. Gorgeous, love the colors. Yes, me too. They are pretty colors. I think in the middle of the flat, this is too much pink showing right there. So I need to do a little bit more with this and then go up and work a little bit more in there. And I don't want to do too much. So that's the hard part, is doing just enough and not taking it so far that I go past the point of it working. It's one of the tricks about art, is knowing when to stop. Often I'll say time to stop is when I'm not thinking about the painting anymore. Like my focus starts to shift. I'm starting to think about my day or other things I need to do. And I feel like I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing. Then that means it's time to put the brush down. It's a little darker down here. These are too even, these two bits right here. It's a little better. I want to keep that in the shadow area, this one. Could use a little bit of definition. Maybe right in there. And then I could work on that pink one just a little more. And whatever this is drawing my eye right here, this like turquoisey color right there. That didn't need to be in there. I like a hint of it, but not so much that your eye goes straight there. That's not the point. Fabulous. Love that pink flower. Yeah, it does look cool. Okay, let me do a little bit more. And then we'll be done. These are bright. I think I'm almost done. Now I feel like I'm making changes and it's not getting any better. It's just changing. And yet I keep going. Now you could work on this like forever and adjust and fix your petals and play with it, but then it ends up getting tight looking and it loses its spontaneity, which is the last thing I want to do. Time to sign it. Yes, Shelley, you're right, because now I'm just fussing. So where's my tool here? I'm going to sign it. And I'm still looking for little things. Now wait, just one more thing. just one more. This, I could say that to myself over and over and over again. Yeah, that's good. Tina says, thank you. Such a great way to start my day. Beautiful painting. Thanks, Tina. All right, so there's my reference image. And then I'll show you close in a little bit of my painting. And then here's my palette. It was a very simple palette. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. It was fun. Feels good to be back. Ellen says, it feels like my eyes dancing around the painting. Love it. Thanks, Ellen. If you're in my Inspiring Art group, I will see you at noon. We changed the time from 11 to noon going forward, and I do that every other week. I teach inside that platform. So today we're setting goals. So should be exciting. Hope to see you there. And if you'd like to be on my email list, just send me a message and I'll add you. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. It was wonderful. And I will save this and put it up on my YouTube channel. And that link's in my bio here if you want to go check it out. So thanks for coming, guys. It was good to see you. Have an amazing day. Bye.